married to this Australian supermodel.
Okay.
This dude had like 17 restraining orders against different Victoria's Secret supermodels. He was the most attractive guy to women in both looks and personality. He's the only guy. Rarely will you go out with guys, your buddies, where all women turn around when he walks by.
Oh.
It's insane. And it's funny, in pictures, he was good looking, but not like shockingly good looking. But he had this aura and this thing. He was like built to impress women. Okay. It was wild. Anyway, so I lost the course. I have been looking for it. I just recently was like, I got to revive. I called it Mr. X. It was the 12-factor calculation of how women calibrate the attractiveness of a man. It's before, and I gave this talk, and that's how Dr. Buss was like, I respect you. That was a good talk.
Yeah.
But you missed one thing. The 13th thing is status. I didn't have status.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, who is this guy correcting me? It was in Las Vegas, actually. And, but anyway, yeah, this dude had 17 Dude, he had this crazy life, but you never want a son that's that attractive. This dude never accomplished anything.
Right. Yeah.
Had no money and never needed it. Women, beautiful women, would let him move in with them. He'd go out anytime he was basically homeless. He'd go to a club. The best woman at the club would be like, you can move in with me tonight. It was insane. So he never got anything done. And he married this all. One day he brought this house, that house in the Hollywood Hills, knock on the door. He shows up. It's him. And he never would call you. He wasn't into cell phones. It was weird. This is like in 2013, before everybody had a cell phone. He did not have them. He would Facebook me sometimes.
Yeah.
But he just knocks on the door. I get a knock on the door, open it up. I'll call Mr. X. And he's with this. I mean, here's how I know that. So I know all the pickup artists.
Yeah.
Like, and they're good with women, but the women quality, there's levels to it.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Completely. Yes.
Like, this dude would like take a woman from Ronaldo. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my friend would destroy a guy like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Okay. So he shows up with this Australian supermodel. I recognized her from some, I don't know if I told you, by the way, I'm the second largest shareholder in Wilhelmina Models.
Okay.
Largest public traded. Me and Alex bought. We're the second largest. It's a public filing, you can see. But anyway, so I said, Drago, I remember pulling him aside. I said, bro, you got married. I was like, this is not going to end well. He's like, bro, I'm done with playing the field. I'm getting married. He was so psyched. And I was like, this is back when people used to have Facebook statuses.
Yes, I remember.
Maybe it was like 2011. And so I remember his status changed to married. She was a lovely woman. Awesome. But I was like, you shouldn't have married Drago. This doesn't end well. Yeah. So he went back to Australia. Literally a month later, I followed both of them on Facebook. A month later, I see her status change from married to single. And I was like, oh, I know what it was. I bet you I have all my fears. Like, for sure, her sister seduced my friend.
Yeah.
Like, he would like try to be loyal and women would just throw themselves. He probably slept with either her mom or her sister.
Yeah.
I bet money. Or both.
Yeah.
Or both. He was like magnet guy. That's why I learned no matter how good you think you are with women, there is some Michael Jordan out there.
Yes,
you know how I met this guy? When I bought a nightclub in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is how I met him. So I took over from these Colombian guys that turned out to be drug dealers. They tried to kill me. I don't have time to tell that story. This is from years ago. These two Colombian dudes that use nightclubs to sell cocaine. And I naively didn't know that. And I took over the club. So I took their cocaine. That's how I ended up with all these bodyguards that worked for me. I was like, I'm going to die. I basically hired a private army of Brooklyn 7-foot black guys. Everybody's afraid of black guys. Even Colombian drug dealers are fucking afraid of black guys. It's hilarious. It's like, everybody's afraid of black guys. It's like, I don't know what the fuck it is. I think people don't grow up. I grew up around like super inner city. I don't know what it is, but Colombians didn't. But the guy that owned the restaurant, Giorgio Bataxias, he's kind of a famous restaurant guy. I took over the clubs in his restaurant. He said, Ty, you can fire all the Colombians, but if you want a club, don't fire the doorman.
Yeah.
I said, why? I said, this guy, I see he's expensive. He goes, it's the doorman. It don't cost. He's cheap. You give him like $300 a night. I said, why? He said, come tomorrow. He always wears a tuxedo. You'll recognize him. Dude, like 200 of the hottest women would come every Friday to try to hit on him. So it would like fill up your, I didn't need promoters. I didn't even know about
you got to give me
until I moved to California. It was just this dude.
You got to give me the info.
He was
on this
half
guy.
Puerto Rican, half Romanian.
Okay.
Anyway, going back to this, there was an example. I'm like, Drago, you weren't about that married life, bro. This doesn't end well. No, the women aren't happy. Man, I was like, you have your gift, live your gift. But I think he's dead now. Like, I have a theory. I once met him when I first got a Ferrari in LA. I remember finding him on the side of the street, literally walking down Hollywood Boulevard. I hadn't seen him for years. It was after that marriage thing. And I'm like, bro, what's up? Jump in the car. He jumped in the car. He was all depressed. I was like, what happened? He's like, I just came from Sweden, or was it Iceland? I just came from Iceland. I was like, what? He's like, I was in love with this model chick. And then he's like, I kind of messed up and like slept with her sister. It's always like sisters.
I kind of messed up and slept with her
slipper.
sister.
And he's like, I woke up. He's like, I didn't think she found out. And I woke up and she had a knife to his throat. Okay. And he said, I ran out of the house. I had a backpack and I was wearing like sweatpants. And he's like, I was afraid of this chick. He was a pretty athletic dude. He's like, fucking ran. She was this tall Norwegian, or Icelandic. She's like, she was strong. He's like, I thought this chick was going to kill me. So he's like, I just got back this morning. He's like, I hardly had enough money he never had money. He's like, I bought a one-way ticket. He's like, I left all my stuff he was an actor. So he's like, she has my suitcases, my life possessions. So he's basically homeless. So my theory is like that life caught up with him, man. I haven't heard from him in like 5 years.
I can't think.
I'm like, Drago. Napoleon had a general who was really good looking.
Yeah.
Okay. The famous Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah. And guess what happened to that general? That general kept seducing other generals' wives, and somebody finally shot him in the face.
Yeah.
It's like, as much as men wish they were better looking and taller and all that, it's like you just want to be good looking enough. It has diminishing returns. Look at the richest, most successful people in the world. None of them are good looking. Some people say, women say, Elon Musk is good looking. I'm like, really? You seen Elon Musk's 29-year-old picture where he's losing his hair?
Yeah. This
dude was not walking down the street getting looks. Now, he might get looks now as the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos looks like some kind of evil, despicable me character when he laughs. Zuckerberg, people literally argue with me that he might be a lizard. Okay. You know you're not good looking when people have theories that you're not. You are a lizard. I mean, that's worse than Jeff. And you got Larry Ellison. I don't know what the fuck he looked like when he was young. There's no good look. Maybe the Louis Vuitton guy in his prime was probably good looking, but so I don't know that, mating and love in this world is going to be complicated because I've seen what it takes at the Amish to have real relationships, and the world values have changed, men and women. It's not just men. It's not just women. It's not just men want short-term dating. It used, and so like all men are fuckboys and douchebags. It's also that women's values have changed.
Yes.
So women are like, I like my career more than I like marriage. So it's a two-way street that's happened. And so I'm not sure this world right now is favoring people who are like good on Tinder, because a lot of women don't want to do it and a few guys get a lot of women. So guys, hit the damn gym.
Yeah. That is
become the best version of yourself.
I thought I had a lot. I have 2 protection orders. I didn't know the dude has 17. That's crazy.
Dude, this guy had. And I'm talking about like, I can't even say the names.
Yeah. Oh, okay? I'm sure.
We're talking the elite, beautiful women of the world. That were like, most of these women were like top 10 Victoria's Secret models. It was insane.
Incredible.
Maya once, she's like, I don't believe you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have this guy come over. And he came over and she's like, that's the most magnetic guy. I learned a lot from him. I'll tell you what I learned. A couple things. I interviewed him for like 4 of my videos for that 2012 or whatever course. Which I lost. It just pains me. And because it seemed like he got every woman he wants. So one time I asked him, I'm like, what's your ratio? He's like, oh, 50%. He's like, I strike out all the time.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, even the best looking guy in the world, half the women are fickle. Women ain't feeling good that day. They're like, I don't want any man. So, man, you got to be thick skinned. I wish somebody had told me this when I was young. It's like, if you're batting 50-50, you're the best looking guy in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
He was tall. He wasn't super tall, but he wasn't short. He was like 6 foot tall, good face, dark hair, lean, charming as fuck. Like charming, like dudes liked him. They're like, your friend's cool, man. He was like into you. Like he was probably narcissistic personality disorder in hindsight, which makes you incredibly charming for the first 2 weeks. Yeah. Like he was a cool guy. Men loved him, not in a gay sexual way, but they just were like, I want to be that guy's friend. And women were like around him. It was pretty, but even he was dealing with 50% rejection ratio.
There you go.
So if you're operating, some guys are like, oh, 9 out of 10, or, only 2 out of 10 women like me, 3 out of 10. I'm like, you're doing pretty good because you ain't going to fucking be better looking than my buddy. It just ain't going to have, that shit is in the birth. If you get the jaw, he had all that,
If Amber Heard is going to cheat on Johnny Depp and Jada Pinkett is going to cheat on Will Smith, you get ready. You can never be good enough. You're always going to be judging your performance. Exactly right.
Same with women. Yeah. Women take it's like, oh, my man looks at porn, so I must not be attractive. Yeah. I'm like, ladies, don't go down the dark side with your brain like that. Like you got to read some of how science works. They don't have shit to do. Men will sleep. I saw a video on Vice or something. Men who sleep with donkeys. It's a tradition in a Colombian village. It's a known thing. This is not a made up thing. It's like, when you can't get a woman, you're like, donkeys look pretty good. And it's like lots of dudes have. So I'm just like, if a man doesn't find you attractive for a night, don't take it seriously.
For sure.
Don't take it personally. You might look great, ladies. Women are always like, they're like this feedback loop from their man. It's like, oh, the man is not attracted to me. It must be something to do with me. I'm like, it's not how. That's what I told you at the beginning of this talk. When you don't understand how the world goes, you have tremendous neurosis, fear, pain, suffering. Now it's much harder. I still get affected by the world. It's harder because now I get the world. I'm like, oh, this person tried to rip me off. Okay. Like I'm negotiating a deal right now with like the true shark billionaires of this planet. He's a billionaire and his whole group is a shark. And my lawyer keeps going, I think he's trying to like cheat you. I'm like, bro, I'm in with the great whites. They're nipping them. I'm expecting it. So I don't have time. I don't go to bed going, you're not going to believe this. That's how this is my impression of most of the world. Oh my gosh, somebody didn't care more about my situation than others. I'm like, organisms are exploitative. In fact, most of psychology, almost all psychology, can be narrowed down to this thing called WTRs, welfare trade-off ratios, which is the exact numerical quantification of exploitation. So you give 50% and they only give 49%. So it creates an imbalance. 50 plus 49 doesn't add up to 100. So people are like, I'm marrying this guy or I'm marrying this woman. And she started out like awesome. And then like over time, I'm like, yeah, that's what organisms do.
Yeah.
I think we're all rooted, all human suffering. Freud said there's 3 types of human suffering. One's from the death and decay of the human body. It's natural. You get older, you get more pain. When you're 99, you're gonna have more pain than when you were 29. So that's the death and decay of the body, dissolution of the body. The second is from forces of nature, like a hurricane washes you away. That's the second. But the third is from your fellow humans.
Yeah.
And he says this one hurts more because people expect. But see, I don't have that expectation.
Right.
I know that the natural state of man, one of the great sayings of all time, is power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So a lot of women say, I was married to this guy. I was dating this guy. He treated me like a queen. Then I got married and he stopped treating me. That's why a lot of women in Scandinavia don't want to get married, because then you give them absolute power. See, and the same with men with women. It's like you start giving a woman too much or a man is given too much by a woman, both ways. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's how the organism is supposed to be. It's actually not a malfunctioning. So that's why you have to put boundaries on things and be powerful. You have to put boundaries. The coolest celebrity I think I've ever met or interacted with is probably Rihanna. She has a very powerful energy.
Yeah.
A lot of women are like, I'm a queen. I'm like, you ain't a fucking queen. I've met a queen. You don't have that vibe. Now, some women maybe are princesses. I've only met 2 queens in my life. My grandma was a queen. People were afraid of my grandma. She was like 99. I was in an Uber one time. I had these big security guys. They still laugh about this. It's like this huge guy was with me in the back of an Uber, my grandma, me, and the Uber's following the Uber GPS, but my grandma knows where she lives. So she's like, turn left here. And the dude's like, the GPS says go here. And she's like, young man, I have lived in this house for 20 years. He's like, don't you ever tell me how to get home. This dude, my grandma was like, you shrink. Yeah. My grandma was normal size. By the time she was 102, I was like, Grandma, you're like a thimble. I can put my grandma in a thimble at the end. She would like, it's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, not funny, but it is. And I was going, this dude was afraid of my grandma. Yeah. One other time, I went across the Mexican border with my grandma and my ex-girlfriend, his French girl, and we came back. And my grandma came to America in 1939. She's an American citizen, but she never got rid of her German accent. My grandma was like German, Prussian, German, okay? So the Border Patrol dude is like, are you really American? Like, you know how Border Patrol dudes are pretty powerful. You usually don't talk back to a Border Patrol. My grandma did that same, young man, I came to America as a land of immigrants. I came to this country before your parents were born. She's like, let me through. And that dude's like, you can go right through. Yeah, I remember I was like 20. I was like, it was no cameras back then. I'm like, my grandma. So 2 queens I've met in my life, my grandma and Rihanna. Rihanna has this energy where you're like, wow, I never met a person like this. She's the most charismatic person I think I've ever met, male or female.
Wow.
She's like, she leaves like an impression. You're like later at night, not even about looks, not a sexual chemistry, just like you're laying in bed being like, who the fuck was that person? I think if I didn't even know who Rihanna was.
Still she'd be.
I'm not surprised she's a billionaire now. She's one of the richest people in the world, self-made, I'm like, I'm like, Drake. I don't want to talk about people's business, but that was not, I mean, like, this might be somebody, not Drake. I met her when she was dating Drake. Who did she date before?
I don't know.
The whatchamacallit dude. Somebody help me. Who was she married before Drake? I mean, dating before Drake.
I don't remember. She was with some billionaire for a while, wasn't she?
No, the one that Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's
Rihanna's the one to lock down, boy. Rihanna's the one to lock down right there.
There you go.
I always say, maybe I'm not married because I never met someone like my grandma. Like that personality that was like, my grandma was soft, but also tough. I think men need that. Like if you're a woman, you're dating a man and you're like, it's like, if you're too soft, men start to run over you and then they don't even respect you. But if you're too tough, like there's that woman, I met the woman who wrote that book. What is it? Men Like a Bitch or something like that. That's such bullshit. Ain't no normal dude want to be with a bitchy woman who's totally beating you up vibe. Like if you can walk that middle, but yeah, but even that, my grandma was divorced. She married my grandpa, who she was like, worst decision of my life, but she's like, but I did have kids that I love and grandkids. Yeah. That's why I say the thing that survived marriage is kids and grandkids, Awesome. That I focus on. Sometimes when people say, how do you motivate yourself, Ty? I'm like, you know what? Do it for your grandkids, your unborn grandkids. If you can't get out of bed in the morning, do it for your unborn grandkids. One day you'll have it. Joel Salatin used to tell me, when a human has won? When your grandchildren are running around your feet, arguing who gets to spend time with grandma or granddad. That's when you won. More than money, more than all that. I like Scandinavia. People are really into friendships. The largest friend circles in the world are like Danish people who are voted the happiest people. Like America's lonely, dude, because people are also obsessed It's either like you're alone or you're married. I'm like, have a big social circle, have friends, real ones, go out to dinner long, like the French or the Danish. You can't, I went on a business meeting yesterday here in Denmark. Oh my God. I was like, they're like, let's meet at 3 at an apartment for pre, and then we go to dinner at 8:30. And then they go to dinner and you can't leave because it's like rude. I was like, I don't have a 5-hour pre-meeting followed by a 4. So I just was like, let's do it at 6:30. So we did 6:30 to 8:30. And I was like, they do like these 5, but you know what? It's so healthy.
Yeah.
It's not who has the most money. Like here, that's what I don't know. Vegas is too statusy. This is too much because like, dudes, if you don't have a lot of money, move to Scandinavia. It's the most beautiful woman in the world, and a Ferrari will destroy your chances of getting a date. If you have a Ferrari, I don't have any nice cars here. They'll be like douchebag. I don't even show my Instagram. Like having 3 million, so 2 million Insta followers is a negative. Girls are like, what's your Instagram? I was like, here's my phone number. Let's text.
Yeah.
So like, I'll leave you with this. I know I've gone a long time, but be a student of the world. Take the best from every country, the best from every culture, the best from every religion, the best from crypto, the best from real estate, the best from traditional business, the best from paleo, the best from vegan. And you make up your own. I got my own religion. I have my own hybrid world, which is better. 1 + 1 = 10. You know, I take all the best that I like about my farms in Virginia. I take the best I liked about Los Angeles. You know, I didn't know that when I was in it. When I was younger, I was kind of like, oh, you just moved from this will be better. Okay. Los Angeles is too much of this. So no, take the best of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Los Angeles is a great Los Angeles is the best. Southern California is a beautiful social life. It's the most social part of America. You can go out in LA. I tell guys that suck with women, go to LA. All women will talk to you because they're actresses and they fucking like to talk. So it builds your confidence. I'd take nerdy dudes. I'd be like, bro, we're going to go to this rooftop bar. All you do. There's this comedian that I love, Fahim Anwar. He says, yeah, I've been in LA 10 years. He's like, it's kind of a weird place because you can go up to anybody and be like, big fan of your work. Yeah. And they're like, thank you. Thank you. Even if they were like a walker in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like you may recognize
me
your
work.
Like that. So I was like the best of LA. You know what the best of LA is? It's kind of a great place if you have low self-esteem. New York's horrible. Shit, you go out in New York, you get my friend that was I told you best looking guy I've ever met in the world. He hated New York. It's like, fuck that place. It's hard to meet people. Everybody's stuck up. And, are you an investment banker? I like Michael Scott. He went to New York, and this woman, I don't know if you remember that Office episode. The woman goes, so what do you do? And he's like, I'm a bank teller. And she's like, okay, I'll be back. And she never comes back. And he turns to the camera and he goes, yeah, my friend told me when women in New York ask you what you do, just say you're a banker. He didn't quite get the memo that an investment banker and a teller is not the same thing. Yeah. But New York cares about that shit. Like New York, even London's a little bit that way. Like, nah. It's funny. Now I have enough status. I'm like, do I want to destroy people or do I want to stay low key? That's the only good thing about doing big shit like I do. Is sometimes I'm like, okay, this person wants to posture up. I'll be like, okay, what are you doing? Okay. I was like, sometimes I hold back. I almost always hold back. And I like to be in Scandinavia. I get nobody ask you. It's so rude to ask. Like, I mean, they'll ask you what you do, but nobody cares. Yeah. It's a beauty. I'll tell you this, women, through the power of sex, have the power to manipulate for bad or elevate societies for good. So Scandinavia is the most feminist country in the world. And a lot of guys, my friends in America, you know, I got right-wing friends, I got left, and a lot of right-wingers are like, fuck feminism. I'm like, you're an idiot. Most feminist countries are the countries you men want to live in. Just take it from me. I have been around the world. You don't want to live in a right-wing place. Even though I have some right-wing maybe values, some Republican values on certain issues, but like feminist countries, beautiful place. You want to live in a place where the women are like, I'll pay half the food when you don't know them. Or do you want to live in a place where like, treat me like the prince, the queen I am? I'm like, bitch, I never met you. Fucking queen? What are you talking about? Then I'm a king. Yeah. I'm like, you want to do the queen thing? And I'm a king. So I'm fucking the boss man. You want to live in a patriarchy? Queens were part of the patriarchy. Why do you want to be a queen? By the way, ladies, queen's part of the patriarchy. Why are you supporting the patriarchy? No Swedish women. Swedish women are like, I'm a woman. I bring life to the world. That's better than being a queen. You already got it. You already got it. You know, so it's just funny. It's like, I told you all the true things in the world. I have a hard time saying. I'm telling you stuff I rarely tell, Michael, because we're friends. And, but I'm like, fuck this. Women out there talking about the patriarchy, but they want to be the queen of the patriarchy. Yeah, queens always existed in the shadow of kings. The great, Virgin Elizabeth, the great Catherine the Great. She came from Ivan the Terrible and Peter, two horrible men. One killed his own son in an angry fit, probably arguing over a whore, a prostitute. So Catherine the Great was an awesome woman, but she was in the patriarchy of the Russian, tsardom. So anyway, I don't even know. But I was saying, take the best.
Yes,
of every
the best
place.
out of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Be a student of the world. Be a Renaissance man, a Renaissance world. Then you win. I meet billionaires. I respect them, but still better to be a Renaissance man. Still better to be a Renaissance woman. Win on the things you can win at. Be humble on the things you don't know. Be cocky on the things you do know. You know what I mean? Have a little confidence on the thing. You can underconfidence yourself. You can over elevate yourself, calibrate, as Peter Drucker, the great businessman, maybe the greatest teacher, said, calibrate. Look back on the last 10 years. What are the things you were confident of that you turned out to be an idiot? Those are your weaknesses. Never be confident in them again. What are the things you said 10 years ago would come true that actually came true? Those are your strengths. That's called calibration. And we don't ever think you can do everything you put your mind to. No, you can't. And you wouldn't want it that way. Isn't it good that other people have gifts? Or are you such a narcissistic bitch that you actually think that the way that the biology works is to elevate all skills into one species? Isn't it a good world that we have dogs and cats and, tall people and not so tall people? Like, shorter people do well in the mountains. That's why shorter people evolved in the mountains of the world. Bigger people do well in colder climates because they can hold heat. So if you got a curvy body, curviness also exists in women where there's famines. So parts of Africa where it's dry and famine, women put a lot of fat on their butt because you wouldn't want to put fat like an Eskimo over your body because then you'd overheat. So they just put it like a camel on their butt.
All right, Ty, listen, I want to say thank you so much, man. I've been trying to grow this podcast. It's growing really fast, but this is a big thing. I've been wanting to get you on here for a long time. So this is terrific. I think a lot of people are going to learn a lot of stuff from the stuff that you talked about today. And also, where can people get a hold of you and the main things that you're promoting, which are the Original Garage, NFT, and some other stuff?
Yeah, if you want to see like my e-commerce side, go to Retail E-commerce Ventures. That shows you the different brands that I own: Steinmart, Radio Shack, Models, Pier 1, that kind of stuff. If you want to see my personal stuff where I post my thoughts on life, go to tylopez.com, or Instagram's a good kind of medium ground place to just at Ty Lopez. My NFTs at originalgarage.com, the crypto radioshack.org. My tylopez.com, I'll be rolling out this new kind of like $100 million deal closing skill course, which I think will be a game changer for a lot of people. Because I have a lot of people I've trained like how to make their first 100,000 or their first million, some of them even their first 10 million. But like I haven't, 10 years ago, I didn't have the experience that I have now, so I couldn't teach certain things. Yeah. 10 years ago, I knew how to make millions. So I could teach people how to make hundreds of thousands. You basically can teach about a tenth of what you've done, right, or something like that. So now I can show people how to close deals, sales, and persuasion, because that's really the great money making skill, even more powerful than any specific thing, right? You need this overarching skill, right? It's kind of like, do you want to be strong, or do you want to have like, just big triceps and that's it? You're just like this big tricep thing. A lot of people are like, Ty, teach me this tricep skill. Teach me this one thing, how to run Facebook ads. This one, but I'm like, don't you want to be strong? So you're like your whole body, like you can pick up like the mountain. He picked up a 1,200-pound log, and that took really the deadlift takes like 13 muscles.
Yeah,
your hands, your forearms, your every bicep, tricep, shoulder, lats. Even your pecs are kind of in there and like this area. So this course that I'm rolling out, I haven't even talked about. You're the first place I've talked about it publicly. I'm gonna roll this out. I'll put it at tylopez.com closing. I'll put a little link up, tylopez.com/closing.
I love it.
And it'll just be like, you got to know how to do, people like the Wolf of Wall Street and people like this, and you see like what was that at its essence?
Yeah.
Was like closing stuff. How do you persuade, hypnotize, and get what you want, but in an ethical way where you're not manipulating, but you're actually bringing people. I wish some people had hypnotized me on good habits. See, you can hypnotize people into good things, or you can hypnotize them into bullshit. So my goal is like, use this for good, and it'll be very powerful. And it's not up yet, but by the time this airs, tylopez.com/closing should be in there. So
I love it.
All right,
man.
We got to do it in person.
Please
sometime.
Come out to Vegas. We'll definitely do this in person. This is going to go up on June 1st. So if you guys are waiting for this on YouTube, those of you who are watching on Speakeasy, you guys are going to see this June 1st at noon Pacific time. That's when I'm going to post this. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Thank you guys for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe. We have some huge guests, none huger than this. We're really glad we got Ty to come on here and talk for over 3.5 hours about every single topic in life.
That's my longest one in like 2 years, man. I used to do these long ass ones, but I've been so busy.
Yeah.
You caught me in Denmark. It's like Friday night, man. I could be out in Denmark's most beautiful people in the world. Yeah. That's how much I like you, Michael.
I love it, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me know when you come to Vegas, man, and we can definitely do this again. Maybe next time when I have Dr. Buss on, we can all three talk. I think that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, we should do a show with quite a few people. I like those kind of, going back and forth banter.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, Ty, guys. Once again, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Please let your friends know about this if you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you so much for all the growth, all of you on Apple Podcasts who are writing reviews. I also appreciate that. To all the people in the comments, even the haters, I appreciate you guys coming on there every week. Thank you for joining the Michael Sartain podcast. Thank you once again.
Follow Michael on. We're going to get you at Michael Sartain on Speakeasy.
Okay, yes. Follow me on Speakeasy.
At Michael Sartain. Download Speakeasy. It's free live podcasting. And so we'll get you an account ASAP.
Nice, man. Awesome, man. Thanks once again.
All right.
Thanks once again to Ty Lopez. I will talk to you soon. And for the rest of you guys, I will see you all next week.
Bye.